My last 3 trips to DMV, it was a masterclass in control panic. No matter how well prepared I am with my documents, my heart start beating faster. I start to be more hyper aware, noticing there's paint chip on the wall. There is, people asking questions. There's, people sitting in the chairs. I become just fully aware of my surroundings. But no matter how much I am well prepared for it, I often find that I am not. If that is also you, then hopefully this video will make it better. The purpose of this video is to provide a clear step-by-step guide for a smoother visit to the DMV. Now at the end of the video, I will also list some improvements for the DMV. Alright, do your homework before you go. Now the first thing that you should do is to visit the DMV's website. Now you will want to know the hours of operation, the documents that you need to bring, the accepted forms of payment, and also the cost of the service. It's all there on their website. Now I've seen folks getting frustrated because they don't have the proper insurance documentation, or not having the right payment with them, or showing up and not being able to get it done. Now another thing is that the DMV is constantly improving their service. So there's a potential for online services such as renewals. All you have to do is check their website and it will save you a headache, stress, and some gas. If you have to visit the DMV in person, then I suggest that you make an appointment. Keep in mind that it may not be possible if you are looking to get something done immediately, as most DMVs in North Carolina are super busy. Some locations are significantly busier than others, so you want to pick the right one. Now the DMV allow appointments up to 3 months in advance. What this means today is that based on today's date, if you're trying to make an appointment, you are looking out 3 months in further away, right? It's not very hard to find anything that is in between now and 3 months. So be prepared for that. For NCDMV, here is how you can make an appointment. First, go to the ncdot.gov/DMV, find the link to make an appointment. Select the type of service, find the location that's available, and select the time slot. Here's what worked for me. Since the time slots are oftentimes taken up really quickly, I would say do it as early as you can. Now, I've tried like at 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I mean, I've tried all those different early morning, wake up and then try to get an appointment. So again, you will have to be patient. You will have to be persistent. I did eventually get mine, but my appointment ended up, again, like I said, 3 months away, but it's in the location that is nearer to me. On the day of appointment, I would advise you to arrive early, but follow the instructions for the appointment. When I did mine, it says to arrive not more than 15 minutes and to check in not later than 15 minutes. I got there a bit earlier just in case, but stay in the car and I walk into the office 10 minutes before my appointment. Now there's always a line outside of the office, and this often is the line for walk-ins. We can skip this line if you have an appointment. Now once inside, head over to the triage counter. Now usually it's the one that's closest to the door and there's a person there. Now this is where you need to check in and take a number. Yes, even with an appointment, you will still need to wait for your turn. It can sometimes take up to an hour after your appointment time to be serviced. Be patient and pay attention to the calling system or announcement. Now, if you're unable to make an appointment, then your only option is to do a walk-in. Now, before you do that, do your homework online and gather all the necessary documentations and check the office hours. My tip is to find a location that is less busy. Now, for me, instead of going to Cary, I went to Fuquay Arena, which is a bit further out. I think it was like 30 minutes drive from here. Now, same thing as before, arrive early, find the line for walk-ins. I went on a weekday and I got lucky because the line when I got there was pretty short. Now, this is sometimes not clearly marked. This is one of the things that I would say, you have to know or ask around. When I got there was 3 or 4 people in front of me already. So clearly it's a line for walk-ins. Now, usually there'll be a person that comes out and asks you if it's for your appointment, you walk straight in. Okay? Now, if there is no line, don't get too excited, as it may be that they are no longer taking walk-in. Be patient, as the line may be long and you may be turned away. Same as before, once it is your turn, go to the check-in or triage counter and let the person know why you are there. And if you are lucky, you get a number. Keep in mind that in my experience, it seems like they cannot turn you away, but they can state that it is up to you to wait in line. And when the closing time comes and your number have not been called, then you're off luck. So again, be patient. There's just a lot of people trying to get things done. A quick recap: do your homework online, make an appointment if possible, arrive prepared and organized, be patient, polite, and respectful. This last piece is now for the NC-DMV. DMV staff, if you see this video, here are some things that I think you can do better. Now, have clearly marked steps, where to line up, where to wait, maybe a sign that shows the office that is no longer taking in any more walk-ins. Now, say no. When there are too many people, please say no. This saves me time to go do other things instead of waiting the whole day. Help your staff by providing information so that they know that there is not enough time to get to everyone. Now, update the system so that it shows how long more is my wait. You already have the information that you need, just need to do some tweaking. The average wait time helps someone that is waiting to get into the queue, but does not help the person that has already waited for hours in the queue. That happens to me. I'm already in queue with a number and it has been 2 hours and the site shows me that the average time is 3 hours. Now that's confusing for me, because does that mean that if I wait for an hour then it's my turn, or is it 3 hours more? Now what's confusing is that the walk-in time says 12 p.m. onwards on your website, but the reality is that people already line up at 8 a.m. for walk-ins. Now, reason for this is that the staff knows that there are too many people, so they try to do their best, which is to take people in whenever someone does not show up for their appointment and when they have time in between appointments. So either give out numbers for walk-ins that are posted time, change that, or change the information. Lastly, I do want to give a shout out to the NC-DMV, especially Fuke Verena. I had the best experience with y'all. The staff is polite, and most importantly, they smile. They do not intimidate people. So there you have it. Hopefully this will help somebody. Good luck. Bye.